January nili sang ni som ni paruk ani America ina be puya tha ka wang hianin ram tam taka ram hruaitu te paihthla kin an lo om to thin ani tuna Venezuela thil theng hi tu hnaia kan thil hmu thei ani hemi chungchang hi he video hin kan react don ani puidon khop mai palki sharma hawino. Let's go.
While Trump's record of attacks is stark, it's also in line with American history.
Trump hi chuan in ramdang ala beitlem khop mai amaro chu hetia Trump an che talaki America history a da bel thei ani ta che ani.
After all, this is what US presidents do. Regime change.
Achan chu hetil hi US president na anti thinani ramdang hruaitu te paihthla ka hruaitu thar om ti rang khamo.
They've been in this business for a long, long time.
Hetia hi hun rei takan lo ti to thinani.
Ask Iran.
Iran kan enang tuna.
They got a taste of it way back in 1953.
Kumsang ka zakwa soma pathuma US in Iran lo run to ani lo bei to ani.
Their prime minister was Mohammad Mossadegh. He was a democratically elected leader, but the Americans got rid of him.
Hepa hi kumsang ka zakwa soma pathuma Iran na diktaka prime minister tora an thantin ani. Amaro chu United States in be puya thla ka wangin paihthla ka ni achan kan enang.
Do you know why? Because he wanted Iran to benefit from its oil wealth. You see, until the 1950s, the West controlled Iran's oil, the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. It was a British firm, and they got a bulk of the oil money. Tehran only got a limited share. Mossadegh wanted to change that.
Anglo-Iranian company hi British company ania hey hian in Iran an oil ho sakna kha tamzo kala ni British rama British oil ho sakna kha tamzo ka luang luta chu Iran na an prime minister thar hianin kha ho sakna kha an mani ram Iran tan khan I lak le ta du ani khatinga ma lak don khan I British one in US apuna US one in be puya thaka CIA mangin be puya thaka suan Iran president Iran prime minister hi an lo pai thadon ni kumsa khat zakwa songa pathum khan mo.
He had the support of the parliament and the people. He tried to nationalize Iran's oil fields. Britain, of course, did not like it, so they appealed to the Americans for help. And guess what the US did? They launched what was called Operation Ajax.
Operation Ajax ti an lo launch ani kumsang kat zakwa songa pathum khan.
The CIA laid the groundwork for a coup. The first attempt failed, but in 1953 the second attempt succeeded.
Avoi khana chu nan hlotling lawa Iran prime minister paihthla tur khan amaro chu voi ni na an lo hlotling ani rei ta khop mai kumsang khat zakwa songa pathum tuna channel en make tu tamzo hi chu kan la piang lawang hemi koma hi chu mo.
Mossadegh was removed. The US installed a pro-Western monarchy.
Mohammed Mossadegh hi an paihthla chuanin US tan tu Mohammed Reza Pahlavi hi anti prime minister ta ani
It was under Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. Then in 1954 they turned to Guatemala.
Kumsa khat zakwa somnga palia Guatemala lam hoi vele ta thung ani.
Their president was Jacobo Arbenz. He introduced land reforms in the country. And these reforms hurt an American company called United Fruit.
United Fruit Company oma. So may company zon in Guatemala hian in ramdam takalo nei ve ani. This one in hemi Guatemala khati hunlai an president khan in ram siam thatna turang chi. Mo land reforms kha thil thadeu deu kha introduce ani. Amaro chu khatiang land reforms khan in United States Company United Fruits kha I think anyang athalo zong inang hong tlatani.
This company owned a lot of land in Guatemala.
Achan chu Guatemala khami United Fruits khan in ramtam takha nei ani.
So the CIA came to their help.
So CIA in tiang khanin maron la.
They launched Operation PB Success.
Operation PB Success ka United States khanin anron launch.
They trained 480 rebels. They launched a fear campaign and dropped leaflets from the sky. The Guatemalan army gave up without a fight.
Mi zali somriat ka hel tur khanin an training an pe chuanin hetiang leaflet ang chi information te khati khanin an thon kwal vaka chuanin Guatemala sipai te kha voi khat po khatianga dole lo khanin an tlom top mai ani.
President Arbenz was removed. A military officer supported by the US took power in his place.
Guatemala president kha an paihthla chuanin United States trantu military officer pakhat kha aya khanin aron lut ta chi ani.
With these two successful attempts, Washington got bolder.
He thila an hlotina wang hian Iran le Guatemala an hlotina wang hian in USA khan confisot khop mai re.
Their next target was Cuba.
Ato ta chuanin kumsa khat zakwa somru pakhata Cuba lawan hoi vele thunga.
They wanted to replace Fidel Castro. They orchestrated an invasion by CIA-trained Cuban exiles. It failed.
Fidel Castro hi paihthla kan duani kumsa khat zakwa somru pakhata han mo.
Castro came back stronger. This failed.
Castro hi voi khat paihthla kan tumna khan an hlo chama. Ai chak zogin Castro hi aron le tani paihthla kan tuma hi mo.
Failed coup led to the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. Then in 1963, the US turned to South Vietnam. They
wanted
to counter communism in the country.
Communism.
The then president, No Dinh Diem, was not helping.
Amaro chu khatihun layan President Khan, Vietnam President Khan, United States kha lo tlanpui lo ane.
So America decided to remove him, and they did it in 1963, but the coup created a political vacuum.
Tichuanin kami president akha Vietnam atang khanin an president han paihthla amaro chu an paihthla ka wang khanin Vietnam ram kha aboi chun zom ta ane.
It destabilized South Vietnam. That same year, the US also targeted Iraq. They supported a coup against then Prime Minister Abdul Karim Qasim.
Kami kum vek kum sa kha zakwa somruk pathum vek khanin Iraq laka be puyan thak vele ane. Tichuanin tunge Qasima anti memo hei hi an thatani kum sa kha zakwa somruk pathum khan Iraq.
He was killed. The Baath Party took power. Ironically, it's the same Baath Party that led to the rise of Saddam Hussein, a leader that America would dethrone decades later.
Baath Party in Rorelan Ronsanga. Amaro chu hemi Baath Party atang khanin Saddam Hussein kha. Ting khanin aron lalzuya chuanin Saddam Hussein po kha. Ting khanin paihthla khan om vele bokane.
In the 1970s, the focus was back on Latin America.
Kum sa kha zakwa somsari pathuma chuanin Chile lampang. Latin America, South America lampang.
The US had its eyes on Salvador Allende. He was the president of Chile.
Salvador Allende hepa hi Chile president ani khati hun lai khan.
Richard Nixon was the US president then.
Richard Nixon kha US president ani khati hun lai khan.
Accounts suggest that he ordered the CIA to make the Chilean economy scream.
Richard Nixon kha an soidan chuanin engemani order ra pe ani chumi order mang chuanin Chile economy an ram Chile ram economy kha anti buai ani.
In 1973, a coup ousted Allende. It led to the dictatorship of Augusto Pinochet. The next
khamiram president kha an paihthla khatiang ram economy buai no khan chuanin aya midang an ron president
decade was about Afghanistan. The Soviets had installed a government there. So
kumsa khat zakwa somriat ani chawchuanin Afghanistan lampang hoile ani heta hianin Afghanistan hianin sarkar neya amaro khami sarkar din tu kha Soviet tuna Russia kan ti hi ani
the US armed the Afghan Mujahideen.
Mujahidi hi US lampang hianin training an pe ni me khati hun lai khan.
They sent them aid and weapons to counter the Soviets.
Soviet ho lo do le tur khanin hemi Mujahideen te hi US lampang hianin ral thuam ten an tlanpuia.
In 1989, the Soviets withdrew, but Afghanistan did not stabilize. It
kumsa khat zakwa somriat pakwa khan Soviet ho kha anin nuk do kani Afghanistan na tangin amaro zo kami nuk khan Afghanistan ram kha abuai zui ane.
Plunged into a civil war. The Taliban came to power.
Civil war om zuya Taliban in rorel nan ronchang.
And you know what grew out of the Afghan Mujahideen? The Al Qaeda.
Mujahideen na tanga helpol pakhat ron piang chuak chu tungai kan ti chuan Al Qaeda te khan ni
led by Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden in lakai hruai zui kha.
The same man who carried out the worst terror attack on American soil.
9/11 World Trade Center beitu te kha an ni an mani hi mo. Om je chu Mujahideen kha atir khan Soviet ho beile nan khan atan puya amaro chu nu Al Qaeda ron piang chuaka Saddam Hussein ate atiang khanin US khanin ti khanin World Trade Center pani kha thonan hijack nu khanin khatiang khanin thil kha thengzui ne.
But the US clearly did not learn its lesson, because in 2003 they went back to West Asia. This
sang ni pathuma Iraq bok an le le ane.
Time the target was Iraq.
Iraq an le le chuanin Saddam Hussein an paihthla le.
It was called the War on Terror.
War on
the
Terror.
Americans went after Iraq's President Saddam Hussein. They accused him of having weapons of mass destruction.
Saddam Hussein hi an zoi ani US ลำปางส่วนนี้ซัดดัมฮุเซนเฮียนี่นิวเคลียร์รัลทัวมันในยันตีเหตุที่ลิจุกันเสียจียงโตฟิอัมทัวแต่พออันสวยนะสัตโตซัดดัมฮุเซนนั่นแหละอิรักที่เฮียนเหตุหุ่นไล่กลุ่มสังนี่ปฐุมเฮียนนิวเคลียร์รัลทัวอันในเราเหตุที่ลิจุกันเสียจียงเนี่ยโตลุตุก
None were found eventually, but the regime was toppled.
คำมีซัดดัมฮุเซนหันไปท่าอามาเราสู้ weapons of mass destruction กันที่นิวเคลียร์รัลทัวค่ะเอ็งมาหูตัวเราอมจวงแล้ววะนี่
And the invasion destroyed the country and the region. There was a huge power vacuum that led to the rise of terror groups like ISIS.
ขัดยังขันนินรำช่วยตัวขันไปท่ารำช่วยตัวมุมัลนี่เราขันที่ขันอมซุยอันรำมาบัวยาขัดยังอ่ะบัวยนุ่ยนุ่ยวังขันนินเฮลโพลตั้มตักอันรอนซัวกะซูซิงกันเชียดลาร์เดลซู ISIS เด้
By some estimates, the United States attempted regime change 70 times.
มิชันขัดสอยดานส่วนนี้ให้เตียงอ่ะรำช่วยตัวประคัดไปท่ากะรำประคัดโรเรลไลไปท่ากะโรเรลทาร์ดินอ่างฮีวอยสมสารีสว่างเขาเป็นรำช่างไอเฮียนิน United States เฮียนินอันโลตุ้มตัวอินอันโลติดต่ออันนี้ขัดเตียงข้าอันนี้
During the Cold War, 70 times. So what does all of this show you? That Washington has not learned its lesson.
เอาสิเป็นอะไรส่วนนี้ United States เฮียนินอันมานี่ดูจงเลยอันมานี่ดูเราดานะทิลเราตีเตเลยอันที่นั้นซุ่มเล่ไปอ่ะ United States นะอัตรพาโดนส่วนให้เตียงอ่ะมาลาคีอันจริงเรียวนี่อินอันหลังอันนี้เหตุที่เราเห็นสุfirst post ที่bias มีเราเห็นติงเห็น neutral เดียวเห็นอินinformation ที่รอนเป็ดพวกปุ๊บถึงนั้นส่วนส่วนนี้กัดที่เรียกอ่ะพอเห็นอิน first post เขาวินะอัน post ที่อันรอนอัพโหลดให้การเรียกงุนครบมาอ่ะอาจารย์ส่วน neutral เทเอเมมาตัวนักการนะพอที่hey United States เจ้ารำรู้ปุ๋ยตักอันนี้ตา President Trump แต่พอปัจจัตักอันนี้ปะเรารุมตักปะหวยเซนตักอันนี้ทิลชัดตั้มตักอันนี้ทิลดิกตั้มตักอันนี้อาทิอามาเราจะอารมอังเฮียนอารมอังคันมาหน้าจังโตขันให้เตียงขันนี้เจ็ดขันเราละเวทินตัดอันนี้พวกนี้เสกนี่คริสเตียนแต่ตันส่วนนี้ United States เจ้าชัดตักซองอันนี้ชัดตักซองอันนี้ขันเตียงขันนี้ต่อเป็นคาร์ไม่เตียงเตียงข้าทิลอมเสียจูอันนี้เลยวิดีโออะไรกันนี่หมดเลยเช่าตอนนี้